Here we go.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, Robin. Hi, Mom.
Hi. Sorry. She's saying hi to Connie. It's all right, Robert. It's not you.
Hi, Robert.
Hi, Robert.
Hi, Christy.
Hi.
How you doing? That's a fun
Good.
surprise.
So excited I get to do this class.
Yeah. Are you usually working at this time or?
Yeah.
But not today.
And I'm done on Thursdays now.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Yay.
Hi, Connie.
So fun to get to do yoga together.
Love to see that smile.
Good to be here. Come say hi to Connie.
Is Alex there?
Alex just wants to say a quick little hello.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Alex.
Hello.
I'm glad he did that.
He's happy too.
Good. Morning, Lois. Hi, Anita.
Hi. Still doing a lot of walking, Anita? Whoops.
Don't know if she can hear you.
Oh,
Anita.
here I am.
My mom was just asking if you've been doing a lot of walking.
Not so much. The weather hasn't been, but today I'm going.
Yeah, it's just gray. It's just gray today.
Yeah. It's a little, the breeze is damp too. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Have you been walking much, Mom?
No, because when I fell, it kind of did a number on my foot. So
Yeah.
no.
Oh.
Got to rest
Started
today.
back on. I started back on the stationary bike. See, with everything going on in the house, I walk quite a bit. It's not as good as with the cardio, but I'm already putting over 5,000 steps on my foot. So
yeah, that's enough.
Going nowhere.
Yeah. Going in circles. Morning, Julie.
Good morning.
What room are you in, Julie? Are you still in your place?
No, I'm actually in Montreal for a couple of days.
Ah, okay. Okay.
And I have a special request.
Yes.
Can I invite my mom to the class?
Of course. Hi,
Bonjour,
how are you? Ça va
Nice
bien?
to start my day with you.
Wonderful. So happy to have you here. That's awesome. The more the
Okay.
merrier.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's great. All right. We'll just give it a couple more minutes. In this class, we're going to start seated today. So if you do want to sit on something, you've got time to set yourself up comfortably on a pillow or blanket.
You need to be because I can't see you.
I will make myself I'm just waiting for everyone to come, but I'll do that now. What if I spotlight, that usually does it, eh? Yeah? Yeah. Okay.
Wow, that orange is nice on you, honey.
Thank you. I got this at the thrift shop.
Oh.
Good morning, Anne. How are you?
Good morning.
Hi. How has the 8 a.m. class been for you? Has it been too early or has it been manageable?
Oh, it's okay.
Okay.
I just in the morning, so it's fine.
Okay. Just one morning.
Yeah.
A week.
It works for me.
Great.
How are you doing, Connie?
Pardon?
How are you doing, Connie?
Doing well. Yeah.
You still sore?
Yeah, the foot's still not happy, but it's better, but it's still not happy.
Yeah. Well, take care.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. 8 on the nose. So I think I already have spotlighted. I will mute everybody. Jump on if there's anything. We are starting in a seated position today. So again, if you're just hopping on, grab a pillow, a blanket, anything to sit on to make sure you're super duper comfortable. Thank you so much for joining this morning. And always, anytime you're here, just congratulate yourself. Be super proud of yourself for being here on your yoga mat, for literally just arriving, and whatever else comes is actually like a bonus. So enjoy. Okay, so I always like to just start with a little bit of a wiggle, as I call it. So just a bit of movement side to side. And as you know, if sitting with your legs crossed doesn't work for you, even if it usually does work for you, but today maybe it doesn't feel good, find another way. You can sit with your feet together, your legs out straight. Some days it's nice to sit onto your heels, knees bent. So you can try out different things. And the main idea is to sit comfortably and alert. So once you've given yourself a bit of movement, welcome to those who are joining in. Hi, Marianne. We're just starting in a seated position. So after you've given yourself a bit of movement, and even just rubbing your hands a bit on your legs, or just feeling where your hands are touching onto your body, starting to build that connection, then we will land in stillness for a moment. And that is where we want to be relaxed but alert. So the first breath, let's breathe in and press through the seat and rise through the spine. And as you breathe out, just even lift your shoulders a little and allow them to drop down even further. And for a few breaths, you can play with that movement. So we're really rooting through the seat, elevating, rising, lengthening, and then softening, relaxing on the exhale. And we're going to start to bring a little more focus to our inhale, which is a breath of inspiration, which is an awakening. And with it being earlier in the day, maybe some of us could use a little awakening. So take your next breath in, really feeling it come in through the nose, and just allow the exhale to do its thing, out of the mouth or out of the nose, whatever feels better. So with just hyper focus on the breath in, and seeing if you feel comfortable to take it in for a little bit longer, a little bit fuller, but always making sure that's comfortable. Don't force it beyond. Not a breath competition that we're in. It's just breath awareness. So I'm just going to give a few moments of quiet, connecting again, especially with your inhale. And the exhale can happen just so naturally. Starting to bring more awareness to the actual physical body. And even as you're sitting here in a simple seat, just take notice if there's any area of your body that is speaking to you. If there's any area that might feel a little tight, tender, sore, uncomfortable. And do feel free to make an adjustment. And also be sure to honor that part of you throughout the entire class, throughout your entire day. The next place we're going to bring our hands is actually under opposite armpits. So crossing your hands over to opposite armpits, and your thumbs just gently rest against the outer chest area. So just right where they would naturally land. And we're going to take a few breaths now, feeling the expansion of the side ribs. So again, without forcing anything, just breathing in a way that feels so comfortable and natural, but feeling, literally feeling the breath move into your hands. Feeling your body expand, not just through the chest or the back body, but all the way around. Noticing if the shoulders are rounding forward and then maybe the back is rounding, and see if you can just, again, sit up a little bit taller, a little more proud. And then gently press your thumbs into wherever they are on your body almost as if they're making a very small imprint. And take just a few more breaths here, continuing to bring a nice focus to the inhale. Again, making the exhale even more effortless. This morning's class is always about going slow, but really taking time to feel, to listen, and to check in. Take 3 more soft, gentle breaths, feeling that inhale come in, expand, feeling everything soften, release. One more breath together, full inhale through the nose and softly out of the mouth. Make it really long and full and complete. Then let the hands come out and rest the backs of the hands to the legs. And just take notice of how the chest feels, that heart space, the shoulders. Notice if you feel a little more open, a little more free. Almost this position of confidence. One more full breath in again. Feel where the breath goes. Don't control it, just feel it. And then let it go. Take your hands together at your heart and bow head to heart. Once again, just thanking yourself for being here, for showing up for yourself this morning, for anything you are thankful for. And we use that gratitude to anchor us into our practice, to be fully present with ourselves. And then lifting the chin, you can keep your eyes closed. We're going to rub the palms together. Again, if you need to adjust the legs at any point, go right ahead. We won't be in this seat too much longer. But do make sure you're comfortable. So now we just build this little bit of fire. We start to energize ourselves in a very simple but potentially powerful way. Keep sitting rooted in your seat, lengthening your spine, almost still feeling this pride in your chest. It's still quite open there. We're going to go a little bit longer with the hands. If you can go a little faster, go for it. And then as you're doing this, just see again if there's any area of the body, if nothing spoke to you before, maybe an area of discomfort or tenderness, just see if there's any area of your body that might need a little bit more love in general today. And take one more breath, one more quick rub of the hands. Space your hands just slightly and first feel the vibration, feel your heart. And then place your hand, send that vibration, that energy to wherever it is on your body that needs a little extra love today. There's an injury. There's an area of your body that you're just kind of hard on in general. Bring your hands to that space. Feel a deep, deep connection. Take a deep, deep breath. One more again. Full breath in through the nose. Out of the mouth. Now, you can keep your eyes closed as long as you want. If you can understand what I'm saying, just follow my voice, that works. Otherwise, you can softly open your eyes. Just for a moment, we're going to stretch our legs out if they aren't already. Because we're going to come back to a cross-legged if that's your comfortable seat. But for now, just move your toes around, move your ankles around, and rub your hands up and down your legs. So feel your thighs, give your knees a little love. And wherever you can reach, if you can't reach your feet, you can always bend your knees just so you can get to maybe the tips of your toes. It doesn't really matter how far we get. We're just, again, giving a little love. And if you'd like to get to the backs of the legs as well, backs of the knees, try to dig your fingertips in a little bit. Feel that massage. Take just a couple more breaths. And again, giving any movement to the toes or ankles that they need. And then we'll reposition ourselves in whatever seat is comfortable for you. If you were sitting cross-legged, I do encourage putting the other ankle in front just to switch that up a little. It kind of feels a little wonky at first. It's good for our hips to even it out. We're just going to do a little shoulder work here. So cross the left arm over the front of your body and just hold it with your right hand wherever it feels good to hold it. I feel like this is a stretch we did in high school gym class or soccer practice or something. But let's just take a couple breaths, just feeling our shoulder. And what I actually love to do is similar idea to the leg massage, is with your right hand kind of grip onto your shoulder and drag your hand down your arm. So it adds to the stretch with a little pull. And at the same time, again, a nice little self massage. We'll go just a couple more breaths. And you can always hold in stillness too, if that feels better for you this morning. And then we're gonna guide our arms. So you're gonna hold on to your elbow, your left elbow with your right hand, and just guide it above you. So almost like you're giving yourself a pat on the back with your left hand. What tends to happen is our chin drops down. So just try to consciously bring it so that it's parallel to the floor, just gazing in front of you. Take a breath in here. Exhale, little tip over to the right side. Just gentle, gentle, small little side body stretch, but we've got a little more involved here. So go slow. Take a couple breaths here. And again, if you feel like your chin is kind of tucking in and closing your throat, just try to gently stick it outward. Taking a couple more breaths, seeing if there's any more space without fully tipping over, that is. And once you've done this last exhale, let it go. We're going to come up through center, reach both arms up, take a big breath in, lengthen both sides, twist to the left side. So right hand comes down to left thigh or knee, left hand or fingertips ground behind you. Lift your shoulders up and then draw them down. Gently press against the leg to twist. See how your neck is doing today. You can look maybe just to the side. If you want to stretch it a little more, you look a little further towards the back. If ever you need to use that statement, I'll get back to you, to any thoughts, any busyness, worries that are coming in that are really not necessary right now, just say, I'll get back to you. Two more breaths. Once you've done this last exhale, bring yourself back to center. Just let your hands rest to your knees. We're just going to take one big breath to sort of neutralize ourselves at center. And then we'll do the other side. So right arm crosses over the body and just start by holding it with your left hand. And then if you enjoyed doing that before, you can kind of grab onto your shoulder and give a nice little pull. You might feel it a little bit further back into your shoulder blade too. Just take notice of where you feel it. We encourage our breath to go to that space. A couple more breaths. And then again, we're going to guide our elbow up. So right arm up. Give yourself a little pat on the back with the right hand, holding your elbow. Again, lifting your chin. Take a breath in at center, lengthen both sides. Exhale gently to the left side. Again, it doesn't need to be big. We're here for a little bit, which means we get to give ourselves time to actually arrive to our edge, I like to call it. spot, that space where we feel exactly what we need to be feeling. Take a couple more breaths. Your next inhale, come back through center, stretch both arms up, take that twist once again to the right, left hand to the leg, right hand grounds. Lift your shoulders up just slightly and then allow them to drop down even further. And then how does your neck feel looking to this side? Take a couple more full breaths. Once you've done this full breath out, again, let's come through center, reach your arms up one more time. Take a big breath in, stretch as high as you can. Exhale, just let your arms float down to the sides. Again, stretch your legs out in front. And if you're sitting on something, you could remove it at this point. I like to. Let's see how that feels for you. Again, give your toes and ankles just a little movement and just a little quick rub of the legs, ankles, anything that needs it. And then we're gonna bring our left foot in, right to the inside of the leg, sort of like it would look like in tree pose, and just allow the knee to fall outward. Take a big breath in and reach both arms up. As you exhale, dive forward to that one right leg. Let your hands land where they land. And the first few breaths, especially on the inhale, rise up just slightly. So that's when we lengthen through the crown of the head, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, soften into the pose. Foot can be flexed or relaxed. See what feels good. And we'll do just a couple more breaths, rising and then falling, settling in as you exhale. And if that feels good to continue with this small sort of pulsation, go for it. Otherwise, just allow yourself to land. We're going to stay here for a little bit. And if ever there's any pain, especially in a specific spot on your back, bring yourself up, readjust. And continue to feel this really awakening breath in. Let every inhale make you a little more alive. Taking about 3 more slow, steady breaths. One more full breath in. Let it go. Walk yourself back up, sit up nice and tall, lift your left knee up, and then hold on to it with both hands. Now we're gonna flex the right foot if it's not already, and we're just squeezing that knee, sort of like we do when we're lying down, but we're doing it sitting up. So squeeze that knee to the body, which means your foot might lift away from the floor. And if you feel like you need a little more today, we can bring a little bit of fire, a little bit of engagement, which means you could lean back a little bit more, but not rounding the back for this one, keeping again that heart sort of proud and open. And if you want even a little more, the right leg can hover above the floor. But that's not what this morning's class is about, so don't feel like you need to go there. If anything, we're just squeezing that knee in. You can play around with it. We're here for 2 or 3 more breaths. See what feels good. And then we're going to position our foot now to the outside of that right straight leg. We're going to come into another twist. I love twists so much. I would do them all class if I could. Left fingertips behind you. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, wrap it around the knee to twist, just like we did before with our legs crossed, looking over towards the side. And what I'm going to offer to add to this is interlacing your hands together. So you've got the right knee wrapped around, interlace your hands together, and elbows are kind of pointed out to both sides, and you're gently pulling your arms apart or your hands apart. But just see how that feels. So that's going to activate the back a little bit. Make sure you can breathe. If ever you feel like your tummy has absolutely no space to breathe, you can always twist to the open side. You could twist to the opposite side. So breath is always priority here. We'll take a couple more. Which is why I often need to breathe out of the mouth to really let it go. We'll take one more full breath in and out. Release the hands if you've been holding them. We're going to do our little counter twist to the opposite side. So twist yourself down over to the right. Bring your hands to the floor. And yes, you can lower, but mainly it's about opening your upper back. And take a full breath into the back body. And press yourself back up. We're going to do one more thing with this side. So now with your peace fingers of your left hand, which is index and middle finger, grab onto your big toe of your left foot. We're going to do a half-seated happy baby. If you can't grab your big toe, if you're wearing socks or shoes, you can grab the pinky edge side of your foot. You can even grab your ankle or your shin. So we want to bring the foot almost to face the front here. And then again, the back is going to wander around, very natural. Just see if you can keep it proud and open. And then we'll move our leg just a little. So on the inhale, we'll kick the leg out as straight as it wants to go. Maybe it's just an inch. And exhale, gently pull the knee back just under your arm, right? Just beside your armpit pretty much. And then with your breath in, now we lengthen. Exhale, a gentle pull back. And one more time, breathe in. And opening through the chest, breathe it out. Hold here. Let's take one more full breath. And then just release the leg, let it stretch out. And just like before, we'll just give our feet a little swish swash side to side. You can bounce your knees up and down. Give your legs a little rub, give your hips a little rub. Anything you need. And we'll do the other side. So first we'll bring our right foot in now to the inside of the leg. Duncan and Marley just got back from their walk. Marley, not a helpful spot. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, dive forward to your leg. And we'll breathe again with a bit of movement to start, just seeing how that feels. So inhale, we lengthen again through the crown of the head. Exhale, soften, let yourself go. That's okay if the back rounds here. And a couple more breaths. And then see if that pulse just happens naturally or if you just want to let it go. Again, about 3 more breaths. How does this feel on your back? Do you need to come up a little? Give space to go a little further. Just play. One more full breath in and out. And we roll ourselves up. Uh-oh. Marley thinks it's playtime. Bring your knee to point up, cross the foot to the outside of the leg, and then we'll find our twist. So right hand can find the floor behind you to start. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, wrap it around the knee to twist. Oh, I forgot to do the other thing. We'll do that after. Interlace your hands together. Marley distracted me. Gently pull apart. And then if you want to relax, if your shoulders aren't into that sort of pulling motion, just relax them. You can even bring your right hand back down. And then play with pulling the hands and also seeing how it feels to squeeze that knee a little bit more. How does that feel on your bum, your hip? Where does it feel good to place the head? We'll take one more full breath. And then slowly counter. So we'll bring ourselves down to the other side, hands to the floor. And again, yes, you can lower, but it's also mostly about opening your upper back, breathing into that state. And then press yourself back up. And then before we do our half seated happy baby, we'll bring our foot back to the inside of the leg and then holding the knees, squeezing it in towards the body, flexing the left foot. And maybe that right foot lifts away from the floor. You might not feel much here. You might feel a lot. Just play around with it. And again, if you want to get a little engaged, a little fired up, potentially we start to lean back a little bit. Maybe even hover that left leg. I've done a couple workouts with Sarah this week, and so I'm feeling more of the stretching is important today. We'll take a few more breaths. Take your time for one more breath. We'll do again our half seated happy baby. So if you like doing it with the peace fingers of the right hand, grab your big toe or hold wherever it feels good to hold. Left hand supports you, chest nice and open, sole of the foot facing to the front as much as possible. Inhale, extending the leg, and it literally could be not even an inch, a centimeter. Exhale, gently pull the knee back, a millimeter even. Inhale, a little extension. And exhale, pulling back. And just go a couple more times, find your rhythm. Good. The next time you pull back, we will hold here just for a moment. Couple breaths. Wonderful. One more big breath. And release the leg. Stretch it out in front. Do a little windshield wiper of the feet once more. And we are going to make our way into tabletop position. Our Thursday morning class is mostly a floor-based class. So I hope you like it down here. So first, hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide. And we're going to start with a little bit of free flow movement here. So just sway your hips side to side. So press one hip over to one side, then go to the other side, pushing over. And let the head move however it feels natural for it to move. And then we're going to create bigger circles. So pushing one hip or pushing your hips over towards one heel, over towards the other. And it's just this gliding circular motion. You might bend the elbows a little. Try to keep the hands grounded. We'll go around one more time in that direction. Awesome. It's almost back into a little version of child's pose. Then we'll switch directions. A little lengthening. We're not going terribly far back, but still gives a little lengthening of your side body, of your back. We'll go a couple more times around. And then come back again to neutral tabletop. We're going to create a C shape with our spine now. So first, this is the one where we push our hip. Let's say our hips push out to the left to start. Little bum shake over to the left. And then look over your left shoulder, almost as if you were looking towards that hip. You probably can't see it, but just in that direction. You might be able to. And then come back through center. We pull in through the belly here. So we're really activated but neutral. And then right hip to the right, look over the right shoulder. Let's do it with the breath. So inhale through center, looking down just to the top of your mat. Exhale, left hip to the left, look to the left. Breathe in at center. And breathe it out. Good. See how this feels again for your neck, for your sides. We're going to go a couple more times to each side. Breathe it out when we do a little side stretch. In and out. And one more time to each side. Rooting down through all parts of your hands. Finally, we look over to the right. We come back to center. Take an inhale. Glide into a child's pose. Sit your bums, just one bum, towards your heels. You might take your knees a little further apart. We're just going to take about 3 or 4 breaths here. Just a space to give the hips again a little wiggle side to side. You can relax your head to the mat or onto your hands. If you want to be really active, stretching the arms out straight, keeping the elbows lifted. There's lots of variations for child's pose. We'll take one more breath. And then glide yourself back up onto your hands and knees. Knees are going to come back underneath your hips. Bring yourself down onto your forearms and place your hands together. It could either be palms together or interlace your fingers together. Lift your left leg up behind you like you're kicking your heel up through the ceiling. So flex the foot. Take a big breath in with the leg lifted. Exhale, bring your toes down to the right side. So we're crossing it to the opposite side. And then look over your right shoulder. And similar idea again, if this hurts the neck, just look down towards your hands and really pressing into your forearms. Very gentle opening of the left side. Only a little bit of activation again here. Take one more full breath. Let's come back through center with the head. Lift the leg back up one more time, taking an inhale, kicking that heel up towards the ceiling, and then bring your knee back down. Sit back towards your heels just for a brief moment. You can release the hands, couple breaths, child's pose. And then we'll do the other side. So glide yourself right back up. Again, position your hands comfortably, elbows under shoulders, and then right leg lifts up, straight leg. Inhale, kick your heel up through the ceiling, and then bring your toes down towards the left side or off the left side of your mat, looking over your left shoulder. Nice full breaths. Actively pressing into your forearms so we aren't allowing the chest to cave down. One more full breath here. And then again, we'll lift our leg through center. Big breath in, heel goes up, head goes straight, and drop that knee back down. This time, press yourself back up onto your hands, so back into tabletop. Curl your toes under, and we're gonna go into a down dog, but for the count of 5. So nice and slow. Root through your hands. So for 5, lift the knees just off the mat. 4, start to push your bum towards the back. 3, push your belly towards your thighs. 2, lift the hips a little higher. And 1, then we can work towards straightening the legs. And then play around here. So bending one knee then the other. If child's pose doesn't feel great today, you can take any other position, child's pose, or come to standing. See how it feels to deeply bend both knees and get that spine a little longer, a little higher with the hips. How do your toes feel, your ankles? I'm gonna take just 1, 2 more breaths. All right, come to stillness. Take 1 breath in your stillness and downward dog. Start to walk your feet towards your hands, little baby steps. You might even bring your hands back towards your feet. A gentle ragdoll for just a moment. You can dangle the arms, maybe the hands drag on the floor, maybe you grab opposite elbows. If ever there's too much pressure in the head, bring yourself back up. Otherwise, give your head a little shake like you're saying yes, or like you're saying no. Take 1 more full breath in. Let it go. Bend both knees, slowly roll up to stand. Take your time. 1 vertebra stacks at a time. We reach the top, so now we are standing, obviously, as you can tell. Inhale, reach the palms together above you. Exhale, glide hands to heart center. Before we do that again, look down at your feet. Doesn't matter where they are placed, just make them even with each other. Give yourself a solid grounding here. Lift up your toes, spread them wide, and let them gently come back down. Give your knees a little gentle bend. We're just gonna sweep the arms a few times. So inhale, sweep them up, maybe watch them come together. Exhale, glide hands to heart center. Again, breathing in, reach as high as you can, lengthen. Exhale, glide to heart. You can close your eyes if you want, or again, looking at the hands. Inhale, reaching up. We feel this energy rise. And as hands glide down, feel your energy ground. Feel yourself be so in this present moment. Inhale, reach high. Exhale. We're gonna go 2 more times. Just find the rhythm with your breath. You don't even need to think about it. Just allow it to happen. And the next time the hands glide to heart center, allow them to stay there for a moment. Keep palms gently touching. Feel them touching. Feel the thumbs against your sternum, your chest. Continue to feel the feet in the mat. One more full breath in through the nose. Out of the mouth, let it go. Interlace your hands together and push your palms down, and then push your palms forward and hold here for a moment. We're gonna get a little rounding in the back. Drop your chin to your chest. So you might look down slightly. Just make sure, again, the shoulders aren't really actively rising up. Just allow them to draw down. Take one more full breath, pushing forward. And then with your next inhale, push up towards the sky. And just hold here for a moment. Make sure this is okay on your shoulders. If it's not, you can always bring your arms down like cactus arms or just out to the sides. Try different things on. And then again, we're going to take an inhale, press upward over to the left side, side body stretch, which I also love. We'll hold here. Head stays between the arms. And you can relax the arms a little, or you can really push, keeping them straight. Make sure we're not locking the knees. Feel the breath move into that right side body. Again, expanding through the ribs. Take one more full breath. Inhale, come up through center. This time, exhale again, bring your palms in front of you. Flip your hands so you can see your palms now, and then push the backs of your hands forward. So this one is almost, again, like sort of like we did before, like we're pulling our hands apart, but we're still rounding the upper back here, dropping the head slightly if that feels good for the neck, and opening the backs of the wrists or the tops of the wrists. Take one more full breath in. You might be feeling the arms a little engaged. We're going to keep going though. So now flip your palms back out. Take an inhale up through center, right away to the right side. Exhale. Wherever this doesn't work on your wrist, there's many ways we can do it. You could just extend your hands out. You could grab onto your left wrist, interlace with the index up. Otherwise, we give our wrists a little stretch, opening the left side, even opening the fingers. Couple more breaths. Good. Okay, with your next inhale again, come back through center. And then again, exhale, push forward. We'll just do that one more time. Flip your hands, backs of the hands towards me. And then so you can see your palms, but then just allow your head to drop down. We're gonna give our arms a break real soon. Just take one more breath here. And then release the arms, give them a little shake. Take your feet a little wider, even give your feet a little bit of movement as you shift from foot to foot. So feet just a little wider, angled slightly, toes angled slightly outward. We're just gonna do that real gentle twist where the arms kind of flop. And this could be big. You could really let your arms swing and tap your hands into your legs, or it could just be very gentle, very small. Just do what feels good. We're gonna do it for a little bit. Notice how it feels for your belly, your back, or any other part of you that feels. If you feel like you're getting dizzy, you can always keep your head straight or allow the head to move as well. Practice for your figure skating twirls. All right, we'll go one more time to each side. Give yourself a love tap and then just start to slow it down. So we don't need to stop swiftly. Just take it smaller until eventually you're at center. Take a breath at center. And then we're gonna actually take our feet a little wider. So you'll wanna turn the long way on your mat and do a little wide leg forward fold. Turn your toes angled slightly inward, and that's just to the point where the outer edges of your feet are parallel to the outer edges of your mat. That doesn't feel good on your ankles, adjust. Hands to your hips, stand tall. So again, sort of this pride in the chest, and then heart first, diving forward. And this one, at first, we're gonna keep our spine long. So if you start to feel like you're rounding, pull yourself up just a little. And I'll show you just from the side, but we're gonna play with the weight in our feet a little, because what might tend to happen is our bum kind of pushes back, very natural. So we're just gonna see if we can shift a little bit forward and then do shift a little bit back and just see how that feels. And again, just trying to keep the back nice and long, the neck included. Little pulling in through the lower belly. And we'll go a couple more rounds of just shifting. And if you have space to fold, to hinge from the hips a little more, you can go right ahead. And then take one more breath here and let it go and fold. So now release your hands to the floor, to the mat, drop the head down, allow the back to round. We'll take a few breaths. So see what feels good. Do you like to hang out at center, or maybe a little walk to one side? So bending one knee, then the other. We're here for a little bit. And again, if the head feels too heavy at any point or a little bit too much pressure in there, bring yourself back up. Otherwise, just play in this space. Like having little moments of self-discovery, even if you know your body really well, it might be a little different today. There might be something new to discover. I'll take about 2 more breaths. So you've done this last breath. If you need any last movement, go for it. And then when you feel ready, we center ourselves. We find our hips. So hands to the hips once again. Find a nice long spine, little tightness in your belly. Inhale, rise up. Awesome. Exhale, just be here. And then step yourself to the top of your mat. We're going to do just one little flow to make our way down to the floor. Again, look down to your feet. Just make sure they're even with each other. Hands together at your heart. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Half lift on the inhale. Hands can glide up shins. Exhale, plant your hands, tabletop position. Take your time, hands and knees. We're going to do just a few cat cows. Drop the belly, look up, breathe in. Breathe it out. Do feel free to breathe out of the mouth if that feels good. 2 more rounds at your speed. Last one. Awesome. Full breath out. Really press into the mat. Round the back. Beautiful. And then come back to neutral and make your way onto your back. So with as little effort as possible, whatever direction feels good. Once on your back, take your knees to your belly. As usual, we bring ourselves down in this really sort of pressing way. So you're squeezing your legs to your body, your legs are pressing into your belly or your sides even. And it allows your back to feel even more connected, even more grounded. And just see if you can keep it really nice and long, which might mean pressing your lower back down, allowing for more of a natural curve of the spine. And we're going to do a little shoelace stretch. So now bringing your left knee over top of your right. So as if you're sitting with your legs crossed, and pull your knees towards your body. And then you get to either keep your hands just on your knees, pulling them inward, or glide your hands down your shins And then it's almost as if you're pulling your feet away from each other. And that just adds a little something, something if it's needed. And then rock a little and see, generally with the left leg on top, if you pull a little to the right, you get a nice juicy stretch in your left hip or bum. If you prefer the figure 4 stretch, you can do that too. Ankle to thigh, grab the back side of the right thigh. Both offer something a little different. It's fun to switch it up. We'll be here for a few breaths. I had a session with my meditation coach, Katie, yesterday, who's teaching the class tonight. And we talked about the time of day of practicing or of meditating. And there's lots of benefits to all. I actually enjoy an afternoon meditation or relaxation because that's when I feel like I need it, but it's not always practical. Whereas the morning, I feel a little tired and I need something a little more energizing. So it's really about playing around with it, experimenting with it, and just observing what happens. Finding what works for you, which might not be the same every day. Take a couple more breaths here. We're gonna keep our legs crossed, but just let the right foot come down to the mat. We're gonna do our twist here. So first we open the arms, you scoot your bum a bit to the left, and then I always encourage letting the knees tip to the right, but so slowly, because this could be too intense. So in which case you might wanna uncross the legs, just let the knees fall over, or even straighten that bottom left leg and hold the right knee or the knee with your right hand. A wrap around of the legs though can feel really good as long as there's no pain. Head is straight or tilted to the left. Let your shoulders relax. Again, see how it feels to focus on the breath in. And then just allow the breath out to happen so naturally, so again, effortlessly. Take about 2 more breaths. And then very slowly, again with little activation in the belly, we bring ourselves back to center and uncross the legs. Take a moment. You can either keep the feet grounded, just nice and neutral here, or again, bring the knees to the belly, loosen and rock the lower back. Take 1 more breath. And we'll do the other side, right knee over top of left. Holding the knees and then seeing where the hands want to go. If they want to go further down and pull the feet apart. And if you want to give a bit of movement, go for it. We'll take a couple more breaths. Keep the legs crossed, release. Let the left foot find the floor and open the arms. Bum scoots a tiny bit to the right and ever so slowly, knees can tip to the left. Adjust as needed. See where the head needs to be placed for the neck. Still nowhere else to be. Still nothing else to do. Two more full breaths. Slowly back to center. Uncross the legs. And then this time, yes, bring the knees in, give a squeeze, a rock. You might open the knees apart from each other, or you might even do that final happy baby pose with both feet stretching up towards the sky, reaching for the feet or ankles or shins, rocking, stretching, or anything else the body is desiring. At this point, whenever you feel ready to rest, it's time. Bring yourself to your final relaxation. A reminder that Shavasana translates to corpse pose, which is fairly morbid, but it's just that idea that you get to be so effortlessly still, present. There's really nothing to do or nowhere else to be. With those first few breaths, you land in a place that is so comfortable for you. And then you continue to find this wave of breath, of life. you feel ready, come back with a full breath in through the nose. You go out between the lips. Take your time awakening your physical body, fingers, toes, big stretch, deep breath. Bend your knees and roll on to one side. And take a couple breaths curled on your side. As slowly as you can, bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. Even keeping your eyes closed this final moment. Take a breath once you arrive. And place your hands either together in front of the heart or anywhere that feels good for you. And we'll close our class again, bowing down in gratitude towards yourself, thanking yourself for giving yourself kind and gentle movement and breath this morning. Thank yourself for anything you are thankful for today. And what always comes to me first is you guys. So I'm so thankful for each and every one of you, for this community. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste. Thank you so much, everybody. Feel free to hop off. Thanks, Frankie. Thanks,
Jamie.
Robin.
Great day.
Bye. Thanks, Marianne. Have a good one. Bye, Robin.
Thanks, Jamie.
Bye, Anne. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, have a good day.
Thanks, Christy. Miss you. See you
Christy's on
soon.
there?
Christy's on there too. Bye, Carol. Have a good one. Bye, Carolyn.
Bye. Thank you.
Hi, Anne. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Have a good
Bye,
day,
Christy.
everyone.
Bye.